Have you ever watched a football match and thought, how can this possibly take 5 minutes? You're sitting on your couch. The replay appears once, maybe twice. The mistake looks obvious. You point at the screen and shout, "That's offside. That's a penalty." How are they not seeing this? Meanwhile, the referee stands motionless in the middle of the pitch. 1 minute passes, then 2, then 3. The players are getting frustrated. The crowd is booing. And you're starting to wonder, are they ordering pizza in that VAR room? But here's the truth. The people inside the VAR room are not looking for the mistake you just saw. They're trying to answer a much harder question. Can they prove beyond any doubt that the referee made a clear and obvious error? And that's where things get complicated, because VAR isn't a magic machine. It's not football's Supreme Court.
This call is going to be juicy.
And it's definitely not designed to re-referee every single decision. VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee. At its core, it's simply a safety net, a backup system created to prevent football's biggest disasters. Inside a small control room, far away from the stadium noise, sits a team of professional referees surrounded by screens. They have access to dozens of camera angles, slow-motion replays, zoom tools, communication systems connected directly to the referee on the pitch. Their job sounds simple. Find mistakes, correct them, move on. But reality is very different. The VAR team can only intervene in 4 specific situations: goals, penalty decisions, direct red cards, and cases of mistaken identity. That's it. They don't check every foul, they don't review every throw-in, and they don't stop the game every time a player complains. So why does it still take so long? Because football isn't always as clear as it looks. Take an offside decision. Fans often see a frozen image and think the answer is obvious. But the VAR team must first identify the exact frame when the ball leaves the passer's foot. Not one frame before, not one frame after. Then they draw virtual lines, measure body positions, check multiple camera angles, and account for optical illusions created by perspective. A player's shoulder might appear offside from one angle and completely onside from another. Then there are penalty incidents. Sometimes a defender clearly makes contact. But was it enough contact? Did the attacker start falling before the challenge? Was the handball deliberate? Did the ball deflect first? Every tiny detail matters, and every detail can completely change the final decision. The biggest misunderstanding about VAR is that people think it exists to find the correct decision. Actually, VAR exists to prevent clearly wrong decisions. That's a huge difference. If an incident remains debatable after multiple replays, VAR often stays out of it, because the original referee's decision still carries the most authority. And that's why some reviews feel frustrating. You see what looks obvious. The VAR officials see uncertainty. You see a mistake. They see a lack of conclusive evidence. Football fans want certainty, but football is a game full of gray areas, and no amount of technology can completely remove human judgment. So the next time a VAR check lasts 5 long minutes, remember this: they're not simply watching a replay. They're fighting against camera angles, frame rates, optical illusions, complex rule books, and the pressure of making a decision that millions of people will analyze for years. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, but one thing is certain: those 5 minutes are usually a lot more complicated than they look.